What side of this war is the Albanese government actually on? It's becoming ridiculous, this half in and half out with America and Israel. And not just ridiculous, it's dangerous to our national security. It could cost us our nuclear submarines. Now, it is true that the Prime Minister quickly issued a statement saying he backed the strike on Iran, backed America's strike. He didn't say Israel at first. But since then, he and Foreign Minister Penny Wong have been desperate to tell Australians, apparently to tell the left and to tell Muslims, no way would we join this attack on Iran, which only happens to be the world's biggest sponsor of terror, the regime that's been working on a nuclear bomb, the regime which just last January massacred up to 36,000 of its own people.
We are not engaged in offensive conduct, offensive action against Iran. We are not participating in offensive action against Iran.
I wonder why they're so anxious to make all that clear. Is that because Labor is desperate not to anger the left and anger all those Muslim Labor voters who are against any attack by the West on a Muslim country? So many of them now that a Cumberland councillor in Sydney, Ahmed Ouf, can tell those Muslims mourning for the assassinated Supreme Leader of Iran, a mass murderer, that this councillor is with Iran.
I'm standing with you in complete solidarity, openly, online and offline, to say to you, we all stand with Iran and we all value the Shahada.
And is Wong even telling the truth here? That this is not our fight. I mean, aren't our Pine Gap spy facilities involved? And don't we make parts for the F-35 fighters being used by Israel and the US? Wong had a laughable answer to that some time ago.
Look, you've insisted Australia's not selling weapons to Israel. Australia does sell parts, of course, to the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter that's used by Israel.
We are involved in non-lethal parts.
Non-lethal parts. I mean, so we build parts to help these jets fly to Iran, but they're not the parts that actually bomb Iran. I mean, what is this? And yesterday was even more stupid, same sort of thing. We had 3 sailors deployed in the American Submarine, which sank an Iranian frigate off Sri Lanka. But our sailors, they didn't actually help, claims Wong.
They did not participate in the attack.
The Prime Minister had the same stupid excuse. So what? Our guys hid in the toilets? They went to bed? They jumped in the sea rather than be part of this? I mean, you don't actually have to push the button to fire on a submarine to be part of that attack if you're in the crew. And now it's going to be getting crazier, I fear. The government is now considering a request for help from unnamed Muslim allies in the Gulf, which are being attacked by Iran's missiles and drones.
We've had that many countries which are non-participants have been attacked by Iran through this. You would anticipate as a consequence that we have been asked for assistance.
Australia may play a role militarily in helping protect neighbouring Gulf countries from Iran's actions.
We have been asked and we will consider in accordance with those principles.
Now, those principles are to somehow defend our allies from attacks from Iran, this terrorist state that's now attacked, 12 countries in this war, yet defend them without attacking Iran. Now, how does that work? Because the most likely asset we could send, I guess, is 1 or more of our 6 early warning wedge-tail aircraft to detect incoming missiles and drones, but those aircraft can't shoot them down. Someone else has to. Well, our own fighters barely have enough weapons to, but say they were there. More to the point, we can't help shoot down missiles and drones, right? Because Iran has thousands of them. We can't shoot them all. Many of them are stored deep underground, far more than we can stop. And that is precisely why the US and Israel focus on blowing up Iranian missile launchers, blowing up storage sites. But that, of course, is exactly the kind of effective offensive action Wong has ruled out. Now, this government keeps pretending this is not our war.
Don't expect any request for Australian military assets to be involved. It's a long way from Australia.
I mean, who's he trying to fool? I mean, of course this is our war too, even at this side of the globe. Look right now. Oil stocks are drying up as Iran shuts down the Strait of Hormuz. firing at oil tankers. Oil prices are soaring. Petrol prices here are already soaring, while our stock market today plummeted. Australians caught up in the Middle East as well, and the jihadist threat around the world here as well is rising. It is our war, and it's also our war because our allies are asking for our help. And by the way, we need theirs even more. You had China last week threatening one of our aircraft, a Seahawk helicopter this time. That is the 6th such threat to one of our planes from China in 4 years. Now, if China were to start a war in our region and cut off our oil supplies, how long do you think we would last? And who would we be begging to rescue us? Now, obviously, it's the US, there's no one else. And what weapons would we have to help defend our shipping lanes? Obviously, again, it's almost only the 3 nuclear submarines we're paying the US to sell to us. But we have now proved again to the US that we can't be trusted with those subs. We don't even want to help America and Israel in a war against Iran, a threat to the world, in a war of civilizations, democracies versus democracy's enemies, not just Iran, of course, but its allies, Russia and China. Now, America was already having second thoughts about selling us those subs. A recent report to US politicians in Congress warned selling those subs to us could mean they're losing them at exactly the time that the US most needed allies. It said selling 3 to 5 Virginia-class nuclear submarines to Australia would thus convert those submarines from boats that would be available for use in a US-China crisis or conflict into boats that might not be available for use in a US-China crisis or conflict. I mean, seriously, because we might not choose to join. President Donald Trump is already angry with fickle allies. This just exploded Britain's Prime Minister for refusing to help with Iran. At first, not even letting the US use joint bases. And now there's us, pretending that we're not really in this fight, desperate not to help more than we must. In what way could any US government trust Australia?